Am I the asshole? For leaving my own baby shower? My husband and I are finally expecting a child together after years of trying, and we're both super excited. Due to how long it's taken to get pregnant, I'm being careful over who I'm telling and how I'm celebrating, especially given the risk of miscarriage. I'm 7 months along. My husband is close to his 2 female first cousins N and A, both of whom have kids. My husband and I both immigrated to our current country from different countries and met here as adults. In my culture, we don't have baby showers prior to birth due to caution about not celebrating too much before giving birth to a live baby, while in my husband's culture, baby showers are common. Both N and A had baby showers, which is fine. I attended and gave them gifts, but now that I'm pregnant, they're asking me when my baby shower is going to be. I've told them repeatedly that I'm not going to have one. They refuse to acknowledge this and have continued to ask. My Mill and my husband's aunt are also asking but have been more polite when I've explained why I don't want one. The cousins are disappointed that we're not having a baby shower, since they're close to my husband. This weekend, N invited me for a family dinner at her house, and it turned out to be a surprise baby shower for us: decorations, games, gifts, the whole shebang. My family live a few states away, so it was just my husband's family and friends in attendance. I flipped out. I had told them repeatedly that I don't want a baby shower because I'm being superstitious about finally having a healthy baby. I burst into tears and told them that if they weren't going to listen to me, then they weren't going to meet my baby after the birth. My Mill had driven me there, so I ordered an Uber and went home without telling them. Apparently they called my husband in a panic because I had just left, and my husband got upset at me for leaving when his family was just trying to do a nice thing for me. I said that doing a nice thing would have been to respect my wishes. When I complained to my mother, she was surprised and said that she hadn't heard anything about this until now, so apparently nobody on my side was even consulted. My husband and his family are upset at me for not being grateful about the baby shower, and my husband said that I should have just sat through it. I say that I shouldn't have to tolerate something that goes against my cultural practices when it doesn't hurt anyone. My husband and I can afford to buy stuff for our baby, so it's not about the gifts. And yes, I know how expensive things can get for babies. It's more that I don't want unnecessary unwanted stuff cluttering our home. My husband wants to keep the gifts because his family went to the trouble of buying them, whereas I want to donate them. Am I the asshole? For just leaving my baby shower when I didn't want one and not being more grateful? Not the asshole. The fact that they went ahead and had the shower despite you saying no means that it wasn't about you at all. It means that having the shower was for them and them alone. And they are angry because you didn't give them the effusive praise that they felt they deserved for giving you something you never wanted in the first place. Keep this in mind: your in-laws will not respect you or any boundaries you set if it is the way of something they want. Not the asshole. You repeatedly told them you didn't want a baby shower and why, and then they tricked you into attending one. To me, this isn't an honest mistake but a bunch of choices these people made to ignore your wishes, and now they're pretending to be victims when they should have just listened to you. It wasn't a nice thing for you, it was a baby shower for themselves. They didn't even include your family and friends. You have a husband problem for not having your back. I don't know if there are going to be other cultural differences in the future, but you should figure those out with him. Not the asshole. If someone repeatedly says no to something, others should respect that and honor their wishes. It's your baby, congrats, and yet they made it about them. I would have left too. We're upset that you aren't grateful that we did the thing for you that you told us you didn't want us to do. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. I would have left too. Your cultural practices around baby showers don't hurt anyone, and it sounds like you're not in it for the gifts and that you've accepted how expensive babies are. I'd give your husband's family a very wide berth. Not the asshole. If the subject of the party doesn't want the party doesn't happen. This should not be difficult to understand. I'm sorry that his family is a pack of boundary stomping us, and yeah, they need to be in a timeout for a while. Note: our husband most likely was in on the shower. Respect of cultural differences and boundaries with your husband and his family are the real issue. It's telling they did not include your family stomped all over your beliefs and boundaries. Stand your ground. Not the asshole, and your husband's family is giving off racist vibes for repeatedly ignoring the fact that your culture does not do baby showers before birth. This shower was only for them and they did not consider you at all. Your husband needs to manage his family better and be more supportive of you. He owes you an apology and his family owes you an apology. Question: did your husband know about the shower beforehand? Cause that would make him the biggest hole in this. Not the asshole. It's upsetting that your husband isn't respecting your decision. It's okay to not want a shower. I didn't want a baby shower. I come from a culture where everyone has baby showers. I told my husband. He said, whatever you want or don't want is fine with me. A few people tried to slide a shower past me. I shut them down. When I knew an upcoming dinner was really a shower, I didn't go. If anyone had tried an ambush shower on me, I would have left, too. I'm sorry your husband is being a doormat to his family, prioritizing them over you. Not the asshole. That's unbelievably rude of them. Not the asshole. You were very clear that you did not want a baby shower. Not at all. They didn't respect you. You didn't need to stay just to be further disrespected. I'd be very pissed at all of them, but especially my husband Omg. He's the one person that is supposed to be backing you and the baby no matter what. Him choosing the family would have made me livid. Not the asshole. You repeatedly said you didn't want one and they didn't listen. Anything that happened as a result of that is on them. In Scotland the baby gifts only came after the baby, so I totally sympathize. It's whatever you want that counts and that should be respected. As someone who took 10 years to have our child, including 4 failed IVFs, 1 failed adoption, and then the miracle of our boy, I completely understand your cause for concern. I'm so sorry others weren't. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Who do they think they are to make things about them? Not the asshole. But you have a major husband problem. I grew up in an era when baby showers were held after the birth for the reason anything can happen and gifts pre-baby can have bad memory if the baby doesn't survive. Not the asshole. Your husband and his family are. Not the asshole. Your group should respect such a simple wish. Not only did they not respect your boundaries, but they ignored a cultural prohibition against assuming good outcomes in the future, specifically in connection with the pregnancy of a woman who's had trouble conceiving and is probably already worried enough about what might still go wrong. Your in-laws suck, and your husband needs to decide if he's okay with them dismissing and bullying his wife. Not the asshole. Your husband should have backed you up at the dinner table when everyone was attacking you. Your husband is being a jerk for allowing them to that to you. Not the asshole. Regardless of culture. If you don't want a baby shower, regardless of the reasons, no one can throw you one. End of the matter. It doesn't need to be a cultural reason, it could be just because you don't like it. I didn't want a bachelor party when I got married. My friend asked a couple times, then stopped, and they didn't throw one. Your relatives should have done the same. Not the asshole. Re the gifts. Perhaps you can consider leaving the gifts at their home until after baby is born, as a compromise and to respect your superstition. If not, perhaps the gift givers should have opportunity to refund if you are declining the gifts. Giving them away will have repercussions to the relationships too, to consider. They do need to respect your boundaries. Not the asshole at all. They clearly don't care about your feelings or wishes. It's like having a friend who is vegetarian for cultural reasons, trying to convince them to order a steak and them repeatedly telling me that they don't want it and explaining why. So I order it for them anyway and then get upset if they leave the restaurant. Whilst I'm sat there protesting that steak is nice and I like it, so you should want it. It's sad that your husband isn't on your side about this, That's definitely something you need to address with him. Wishing you a happy and healthy remainder of your pregnancy.